Hello everyone, welcome to Sleepover Party. Today we're going to be talking all about freaking celebrities. I'm gonna give my insight onto the truth about them. We'll talk about which celebs I've met, who I've seen, all of that jazz. We're gonna get all into it, but before we actually get into it, I always say we'll get into it. Before we actually get into it, my snack of the night are these little TV snacks, which are, I figured this out recently, but in Australia we have these iconic biscuits called chocolate teddy bear biscuits, which are my dad's fave and, to be honest, mine. And when I was in like primary school, like a snack that I would have after school whilst watching TV were these, which are TV snacks, and they're little biscuits covered in chocolate. And recently I realized that TV snacks and chocolate teddy bear biscuits are the exact same thing by the exact same brand. They are just shaped differently. So they're still as good, but they're just a little bit less fun because they're not in the shape of teddy bears. So we'll have our little ASMR moment now. Okay, so now I feel like my mouth is freaking so dry, which is crap-a-doodle, because I have a heap of freaking talking to, and now I'm like self-conscious that I have freaking chocolate in my teeth, so don't mind that, please. So in Australia, our celebrity culture is wild because, you know, celebs never come to Australia, and when they do, it's like such a massive deal. Like everyone goes crazy, everyone like tries to find out where they are, like everyone's at the concerts, you know what I'm saying? But in LA, one huge thing that I noticed that was like a shock for me and something that I didn't expect is that you'll often see a lot of like celebrities just like doing their own thing, just like shopping and stuff, and no one gives a shit. No one's like chasing them around for photos and stuff. You know, people let them live their lives, well, for at least what I saw. But you know, from what you see on the media and like all the paparazzi photos, it just seems like so glamorized and that everyone's chasing them and going crazy. And from what I saw, that wasn't really the case, which was kind of shocking because, as I said, in Australia, people go freaking wild. Even for like foreign YouTubers that come to Australia, people go crazy as well. And I think before going to LA, the only celebs that I had seen were One Direction, Justin Bieber, I saw Ed Sheeran, I saw Pink, and clearly there's a common theme here. I saw all of them in concert. So it doesn't really count because, you know, they were up on a stage, but, you know, I did see them with my own two eyes. But yeah, if you get what I'm saying, they're the only kind of people that I ever saw. I've never walked down a street in Australia and seen a celebrity. Have I? I don't think I have. I'm really trying to think right now. Have I seen anyone considered famous? Oh, you know, it's a funny story. Only Aussies will know this. But apparently the first celebrity that I ever saw was when I was a baby. I was at like a cafe with my dad, and Chopper Reed walks past, and apparently that was the first ever I don't even know if you'd call him a celebrity, just like a well-known figure. And what is he? He's like a gang lord or something, but he's very well known, and he like cut off his own ear or something. I don't really know the full story, but apparently he was like the first kind of celeb to ever walk past me as a little baby. But yeah, I'm going to take you guys through which celebrities I saw from the beginning, the first ever time I set foot in LA, to my most recent time. So we'll get started. So obviously, like the first place that I saw a bunch of freaking famous people was obviously at Coachella. Now, Coachella is like influencer freaking celebrity central. Like they just all flutter there, which is like fine because I was there. I can't hate or anything because I have been twice. But the first year I went to Coachella, I don't know what I was expecting, in all honesty. I think I was actually expecting to see more like A-list celebrities, but I didn't. I saw just a bunch of freaking like Instagrammers, YouTubers, TikTokers, which is fun because like you see these people online and you feel like you know them. And then you see them in real life and it's like, oh my God, they're over there. Like it's kind of weird. I don't know. It's just like a really weird feeling. But the first ever celebrity that I laid eyes on at Coachella and that I actually had an interaction with was Miss Bella Thorne. Now, I went to Coachella with a brand, Bikini Boutique, the first year that I went, and I was there with a big group of girls and my boyfriend Adrian. And we were down in like the VIP grass area. If you know, you know. You know what I'm saying? If you know, you know. I can't really explain. It was just this grass, and there's like a drinking area up at the top, and there's like grass at the bottom, and there's like this fence. I don't know, but we were in the grass area, and we're walking up towards the drink area. And crossing paths with us was Bella Thorne and her group of friends. And all of my girlfriends that I was with, they'll turn to me and they're like, "Oh my God, Leah, Bella Thorne's staring at you." And I'm like, "No, she's not. Like, no, she's not. Like, stop." And I'm the type of person, like, when I walk, I don't look at anyone. So if I like even like make eye contact with someone, or if I glance at someone, I'll look away straight away. So I wouldn't have never picked up if she was looking at me, because I don't know, maybe it's like a social anxiety thing, but I hate looking at people because I don't want to catch eyes with someone. But anyways, I looked at her. Sure enough, she's looking at me, and our paths connected, and we walked up to each other, and she was super lovely. She was complimenting me. I don't remember what Bella Thorne said, but she said something along the lines of, "You're so beautiful, like, what's your name?" But she was so nice, and yeah, she was complimenting me, and it was so funny because Adrian was like few meters behind me, just like watching me get hit on by a girl. And it was kind of fun, kind of crazy, because I'd never been hit on by a girl before. So it was very flattering, especially by Bella Thorne. So that was a really nice experience. Nothing came from it, obviously. But yeah, she was just super nice. And I was extremely flattered to have been complimented by Bella Thorne. And it was like a kind of like, oh my God moment, because, you know, I was not expecting anything like that to happen. Anyways, being in Coachella, the first time that I went there, I saw a lot of people like freaking David Dobrik and his whole vlog squad, and like I can't really sit here and talk about it because I didn't have like an experience with any of these people. I didn't talk to them. I just saw them from afar. I wasn't actually like fangirling over anyone, which is kind of crazy because, you know, you'd think after watching these people for all of these years, you'd be like excited as hell to see them, but I was just like chilling. I wasn't honestly fangirling over anyone, which shocked me. However, there was this one guy there, and I had a fangirl moment, and it turned to shit very quickly. So the man in question is Casey Fry. Now, he is this guy that does skits. I think he would post them on Instagram back in the day, and I used to watch him in high school with my friend Amy, and he does these songs. It's like, put him in a dirt, put him in a skirt, put him in a cut a shirt off, motherfucker. And they're just like really stupid, like made up songs, but he's just so funny, and his videos are like, they're just addictive, and me and Amy would like copy them and sing them to each other every day at school. And we actually, on my 18th birthday dinner, we sat down and we recorded us singing one of the songs, and I sent it to him on DM. Obviously, he didn't reply. This was back in 2019, and I saw him and I'm like, I have to say something to him because I have to show Amy. Like, Amy will die. My heart was freaking racing. Like, this guy, he's not even like an A-list celebrity or anything. I was just like honestly so excited to see him because he's so funny, and like I had watched him for years. So basically, he was sitting down on like a pillar and he was on the phone. He was talking to someone, and I'm like, I'm not gonna interrupt him because that's fucking rude. If anyone did that to me, I would be so mad. So I was just like lingering around. He wasn't moving anywhere. I think he was like surrounded by his friends, but he was just sitting down on the phone. So I was just like waiting because I really wanted to like say hi to this guy. Anyways, after like 10 minutes, he gets off the phone, and a little bit after that, I go up to him, and thinking back, I cringe so hard. I cringed so hard because I was fangirling, and it was so embarrassing, and I probably looked like an idiot. So I went up to him and I'm like, "Hi Casey, like I love your videos, and like me and my friend Amy, we love them." And I kid you not, guys, you're gonna die. I start singing his like made up song to him. I don't think in the span of me coming and saying hi to him and me singing the song, he had said anything. I was just talking at him, and I started singing his song at him, and he was looking at me like this crazy motherfucker. Like he was, I think, into shock. I don't know if anyone else has ever done that to him. I hope they haven't, because I realized how insane it was afterwards. But I started singing his freaking song to him. Like literally the whole song. This dumbass song that has no lyrics. And after I finished the song, I turned to him and I'm like, could you please record a video with me singing the song to my friend Amy, because her and I love you so much. And he dead ass looks me in the face and he's like, no. And my heart like shattered. I just wasn't expecting that, but I can understand why. It was like the final night at Coachella. He was probably tired and pissed off, but he was just like, nope. Anyways, I was like, oh, okay. Can I take a selfie instead? And he's like, okay. So I took a selfie with him and I actually posted it to my Instagram story. I'm like, oh my God, I met freaking Casey Frey. I sent the photo to Amy and she died. And then like 2 days later, I got a freaking notification. Who is it? It's motherfucking Casey Frey. And it went straight through because obviously I had DM'd him that video of me singing his song. And he told me that he tried to play the video, but because the video was so old, it didn't load. So the video didn't work. And he was just like messaging me as if like nothing happened. And I was like, oh, maybe he does like me. I don't know. Maybe he doesn't think I'm insane. But yeah, that was a little bit of a horror story. It wasn't that bad. I think I just embarrassed the hell out of myself. So if you're fangirling over someone, don't do that. I feel like if someone came up to me and did that, I'd be fine. But like, I guess it was day 3 Coachella. Like, you're pretty tired by then. I don't know how I came up with the energy to be so insane towards him, but yeah, that was crazy on my behalf. And I'm sorry, Casey. Another person that I saw at Coachella that I actually became very, very good friends with was James Charles. Now, he had, I don't want to get too into it because there may or may not be something coming out in the future, but basically, I saw him and he knew me because we had DM before and like we got each other's numbers, and then we ended up like hanging out. Fast forward, I ended up living with him, but again, I'm not going to get into too much detail because that's for another video. James, like from the moment I met him, he was just so lovely to me. We like clicked instantly, and I remember the first time I ever went out with James. We went to like a shopping center and like all these people running up to him trying to take photos, and it was the craziest thing I've ever experienced. I'll save that for another video. But yeah, I ended up meeting a lot of people through James. I think through meeting these people, and this sounds so cringe, but like they're just people. They're literally just people like you and me. And yeah, basically moving on to other celebrities that I saw in LA the first time. I don't really have any other experiences the first time because obviously the majority of interactions that I had were at Coachella, but I did see some actual celebrities out and about in LA when we got back from Coachella. So the first guy that we saw, I wasn't really aware of this person. Adrian knew who this was. His name is Rich the Kid, and we were at Neiman Marcus just doing some shopping, and Adrian and I got like separated, like we were doing our own thing. And then I meet up with Adrian again, and he's like, oh my God, Rich the Kid's here. And I'm like, who? He sings Plug Walk, so everyone knows that freaking song, Plug Walk. So yeah, we saw him. Again, nothing happened. We just saw him, which was kind of cool, but he was just shopping. Nothing special happened. Again, no paparazzi, no one was chasing him. He was just doing his thing. And then the second person that we saw was, we were at Beverly Center, which is like a shopping center, and it has the best shops, but it's always like empty. Like no one ever shops there, but I feel like the shops there are really good. So we were at Beverly Center one night. It was literally late at night because that's all we did every single day. We would just go to Beverly Center if we were bored and just spend the day there. Me and Adrian became friends with like everyone that worked at like different stores. We just go see them every day for fun. But anyways, we were leaving one night. I think we were at If & Co that day, which is like a jewelry place. And we see this guy. He's like, I'm not even lying, he's like marching through freaking Beverly Center. And he has this big security guard behind him. And this guy's he's shorter than me, I'll tell you that. And he's wearing sweats and like slippers, and he's smoking a joint in the freaking shopping center. And we look, and it's freaking Tory Lanez, and he's like on a mission. He's like running through freaking Beverly Center. I don't know where he was going, but you know, online he does say he's 5'7". I hope he doesn't see this because I can come on here and say I saw him in real life. I'm 5'4" and he was my height or shorter than me. That is for sure. So I just exposed him. But and then I think the third like major funny experience of seeing a celebrity in LA was we were at Rodeo Drive, which is like the designer shop, freaking famous shopping place. I don't know. Everyone knows Rodeo Drive. And there's this little restaurant kind of hidden behind Rodeo Drive, and it's really nice. It's this amazing Italian place. It's stunning food. And Adrian and I are sitting on a table outside facing each other. And I'm joking around to him and I go, "Oh my God, Adrian, there's Lil Wayne." And he turns around and Lil Wayne's obviously not there. But I was just like trying to get a little giggle out of him. And then 5 minutes passed and Adrian goes, "Oh my God, Leah, there's Lil Xan." And I'm like, "Ah." And he's like, "No, Leah, there's Lil Xan." And I'm like, "What?" And I turn around and Lil Xan walks past. It was just crazy because I said that Lil Wayne was there and he wasn't. And then Adrian, I thought, was joking back, but he was telling the truth. So we saw Lil Xan. He was just walking past again. Nothing really happened. Again, no paparazzi. Again, no one chasing him. All these people were just doing their own thing. And I've come to the consensus that I don't think paparazzi is a thing. I kind of delved into this in my last podcast, which was kind of a part 1 to this episode because that was all about LA. This is all about the celebrities and experiences that I had within LA. And in that episode, I spoke about how I think everyone freaking calls the paparazzi because I never actually saw paparazzi waiting anywhere in like huddles that you see online and stuff, like in the freaking magazines and the freaking news reports. I don't even know. I didn't see that. But yeah, there's obviously paps at like big events, but walking the street, you don't see them. I don't think it's real. I think it's a figment of the internet's imagination. I think it's all a facade. Anyways, we have some notable mentions of who I saw. Some people that I did see, but nothing really happened. So I saw Chris Humphries, who is Kim Kardashian's ex-husband, at Catch, I'm pretty sure, which is a restaurant. I also saw Offset at Gallery Department. Again, he was just shopping, doing his thing. That's it. And on Hollywood Boulevard, I was walking down the street there one day and there was all this commotion going on. To be honest, this was probably the most commotion I ever saw over a celebrity. There was a movie premiere in the middle of Hollywood Boulevard and Nicole Kidman was there, fellow Aussie, and she was getting her photos taken on the red carpet. So yeah, I saw Nicole Kidman and everyone was going crazy over her. So yeah, so that was kind of all of the people that I saw last year in LA, and we're going to move on to this year in LA. So obviously, again, I went at the beginning of Coachella. Now at Coachella, I don't think I saw anyone new or crazy. I'm not going to sit here and be like, "Oh, I saw freaking Blackpink," because they're an act, you know what I mean? But there is this little day festival separate to Coachella called Revolve Fest. It's by the clothing company Revolve. And I think they pay a bunch of celebrities to like just go there and post a bunch of shit for them. It was kind of like really weird because when you get to Revolve Fest, it was kind of empty. And then there was this little enclosed area near like the performance stage. And it was kind of like on a pedestal. And there was a bunch of like celebrities packed inside of this like gated area. But again, like no one was like going crazy over the gated area. They were just in there. So who did I see? I saw Hailey Bieber. I saw Lori Harvey. I actually saw Sweetie. She was getting on like a carnival ride at Revolve Fest, which was like fun. Go her. Just a whole bunch of celebrities jam-packed into a little square. And I thought that was pretty funny. But yeah, no other notable mentions for Coachella. Didn't really witness anything, see anything crazy. However, I don't even know if I'm allowed to say this. And I am saying this because I don't have any evidence of it. So you're just going to have to believe me on this. But no one come for me because I don't have the material, if you get what I'm saying. But basically, I was at like a little party thing. This was back in LA. And I was with this girl. I'd never met her. Fast forward, she starts telling us how she knows Drake. And she's been hit up by Drake and they started messaging. And it seemed pretty legit because she showed us like the Instagram DMs and then she showed us the text messages. I don't want to expose anything, but they were very flirtatious and he out of nowhere sent her a willy pic. And she showed me. And she showed everyone else. But I'm just here to say I don't have any evidence of this picture. It was just shown to me, but I did see it and it did seem extremely real. Like it just seemed real, like the tattoos, like I don't know. It was just a crazy picture that I saw. And the last kind of thing that I ever expected to see. So I saw that. Again, I can't confirm or deny whether it was real, but I will say it did seem definitely very, very, very real. I also went to Nobu one night and we're sitting down. Who walks in? Freaking Kanye West and Northwest. And Adrian is like losing his shit. He's like, oh my God, it's Kanye. But yeah, Adrian was definitely internally dying. He really likes Kanye. And I was like, oh my God, it's North. But yeah, they just like, it was like an after school freaking dinner. I swear it seemed like that. And they just sat down in the corner and was eating their dinner. And to be completely honest with you, we left no paparazzi. And no one was bothering them. Like they were just treated like normal people, which I love to see. Like that was great. Anyways, the last kind of little story, this is probably the most craziest one. Obviously, earlier in the video, I said that I was living with James and he lives next to a bunch of famous people such as Selena Gomez. I think Michael B. Jordan used to be his neighbor. Machine Gun Kelly is also literally his neighbor. Anyways, we go to bed one night. I am a very deep sleeper. I have slept through an earthquake. I will not wake up to anything. Adrian, on the other hand, is the lightest sleeper in the world. You could freaking ruffle a feather over his face without touching him and he would wake up. But Adrian tells me that he did wake me up to tell me the following. However, I actually don't remember this. So basically, Adrian falls asleep and he wakes up to like a freaking helicopter whirring really loud. And he's like, oh my God, it's freaking World War III. Like we're getting invaded. And then he hears, party's over on like a freaking megaphone. And then he hears, ah! And then and apparently he thought there was like a freaking bomb going off. Like he didn't know what was happening. He was like freaking out and he was waking me and I was just like dismissing him. And Adrian apparently thought that he was insane and that he was hallucinating because the night previous we were watching the show Don't Fuck With Cats. And if you haven't watched that, I'm not going to spoil it, but it's like a story about this guy getting like busted by police because of the shit that he had done. I don't know what he thought, but it was like 3 a.m. I can understand he was delusional, but there were apparently all of these noises. And then I think it kind of died down after a while and Adrian just accepted that it wasn't World War III and he went to bed. Anyways, the next morning he wakes up and he comes into the lounge room and he says to me and James, did you guys hear that last night? Like there was freaking screaming, there was helicopters, there was freaking megaphones and all this jazz. And me and James like, you're literally insane. Like we did not hear any of that. And Adrian's like, Leah, I woke you. And I'm like, Adrian, I don't remember. Like you cannot expect anything from me when I'm asleep. I don't remember. So for the whole day, Adrian was convinced that he was insane and convinced that he had hallucinated all of this. And then James is on his phone and he's like, oh my God, you guys. Machine Gun Kelly came up on his feed and he had posted a video of him the previous night in his backyard with a flamethrower pointing up at helicopters above him, yelling out, party's over. So basically, Machine Gun Kelly was obviously having a party literally like next door to us. And it probably went out of control because it was like freaking 4 a.m. Police came, helicopters came, we're yelling at everyone that the party's over. And for some reason, MGK had a freaking flamethrower. And I assume this video is still up on his Instagram, but it kind of proved that Adrian was not insane. And me and James were like, oh my God, how did we not hear that? So that was probably the craziest little incident that ever happened whilst I was at LA. But yeah, now it is time for Spin the Bottle. So I'm going to read out the options that are on Spin the Bottle. We have What Would You Rather, Spill the Tea, Never Have I Ever, Prank Call, Ask Me Anything, Truth or Dare, Kiss, Marry, Kill, and Embarrassing Story. So we're going to spin the freaking bottle. Okay, it landed on Truth or Dare. So instantly, I'm going to pick Truth. So I'm going to ask Adrian for the Truth card, please. Okay, Truth. Expose one of the famous guys in your DMs. Oh, I don't know who to pick. Which one should I pick? If you guys want to see me do a video exposing my DMs, who has DM'd me, let me know. I'm kind of scared to do that. I don't want to get into trouble. But one person that comes to mind that literally he can't say anything because he has messaged half of the population of the entire world. I don't even think it counts because he has messaged everyone. But Tiger was probably one of the first celebrities to ever DM me. He DM'd me when I was like fresh 18. I honestly don't remember what was said, but he's one of the kind of people that will send your message and it's always like a freaking flame emoji. And then like there'll be a conversation, then he'll unsend everything. So basically, one night, Adrian and I were in LA. This was the first time we went. And we were bored. We were just mucking around in a silly, goofy mood. And I think Tiger like messaged me, or Adrian decided to message Tiger. I don't know which one it was. I honestly can't remember. But we ended up messaging Tiger and he was responding and he was like asking to link up. And we were like trying to get him to like come to our apartment and we're like, T-Rob, we want to meet you. And Adrian ends up like sending him a selfie on the toilet of himself, like all this whack shit. Like we were just like trolling him. After like Adrian sent the all revealing photo of him on the toilet, he was like, my bad, I was misled. And he unsent literally every single message. I'm like, oh, we're like, Tiger, please, like T-Rob, please, like respond to me. And then this year, so that was last year, this year when we went to Coachella, I think we were in the crowd for Metro Boomin or someone, and Tiger comes on stage and I'm like, oh my God, perfect opportunity. I'm like, Adrian, put me on your freaking shoulders. So I got on Adrian's shoulders and I'm like, I take a selfie video of myself lip syncing to like Rack City Bitch or like something, like one of his songs. And I'm recording it and then like halfway through, I like lift the phone and reveal I'm on Adrian's shoulders. And I send it to Tiger. And he leaves me on red, which I think is like so funny. I don't know. I feel like he'd be like silly and goofy. I just feel like he wouldn't understand our humor. But anyways, that is my little expose of one of the people that has DM'd me. But again, nothing special. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I love you all so much. And I hope you have enjoyed this little episode of Sleepover Party. I'm gonna go to sleep. So good night.